Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. Revenue, revenue, revenue. That is the new important topic for Verizon across the board. And the reason I can say that is because I've been sitting back at the house and brainstorming and just reviewing and researching. And Verizon is really focused and friendly towards revenue. They are now very friendly towards all MVNOs. Hans Vestberg said a couple of earnings calls back that they are open for business. They want MVNO. They want them. They don't seem to care who it is. They don't care if it's Spectrum Mobile, Xfinity, Cox, Mobile X, US Mobile. They want the revenue and the profits. Their network build out in itself is expensive. It's very expensive. They got to build the small cells. They got to put fiber to the small cells. Although they don't have to build the fiber directly to the home, they still have to build many, many nodes. And those nodes need fiber. So that's still an investment. Yes, it may save them some money, but it is still an investment nonetheless. They got to build more macros in the suburban and urban environment to make sufficient use of C-band. They stated this at the analyst day that they would build an additional 2,000 to 3,000 macros annually for the foreseeable future. 14,000 millimeter wave nodes on an annual basis for several more years. Those are big investments. Then the spectrum that they purchased, starting with millimeter wave, CBRS, and C-band, was all in the billions, with C-band being 50 plus billion. So now, as their stock lowers, many people reaching out to me, hey, Verizon stock is lowering. It could potentially go below 50. Verizon has an important task ahead of them, and that is return on investment. They need to start making bigger profits, bigger revenue to offset the spending. They spent a lot of money on spectrum, with potentially more spectrum coming on board very soon. Auction 110 is in progress right now. Auction 108 is coming up. I predict that Verizon did bid in auction 110. I feel they got some of that spectrum in the top 10 markets, especially Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Atlanta, because although those markets are in the top 46, C-band there does not clear in December of 2023 for whatever reason. So they need an additional, or they could use an additional 40 megahertz in those three top markets to deploy faster versus having to wait until the end of 2023 for C-band. So they may not spend anywhere near the amount they spent on C-band, but I think they still compete within the top those three markets. And then overall within the top 10 markets, I think they got some of that spectrum in auction 110. What the total amount is, we don't know yet. We'll probably know around January, February of next year. But again, a lot of money is going out the door. A lot of it. So Verizon has to start making back a return on the investment. So they are looking at all MVNOs very friendly to gain revenue and profits. Cox was, per contractual obligations, obligated to go negotiate with T-Mobile. They said, we don't want to do business with T-Mobile. They want to go over Verizon. So they liked what Verizon was offering, lower rate, cheaper, whatever it was. They liked it, to the fact that they were going to launch MVNO services starting this month. T-Mobile had to literally put in a lawsuit to stop that from happening. So Verizon is ultra aggressive towards the MVNO market. If they could, they would probably take all the MVNOs they can get. They still have TracFone on board. They are looking to purchase them, or that's actually in progress as well. We still have no approval of that yet, but they are looking at everything. As long as it makes revenue and profits, they want to look at it. It's a part of their meetings, the board meetings. Revenue and profits is a big factor for Verizon now. Pushing people to the premium unlimited, higher ARPU. Again, more profits there. They are looking to also boost and accelerate the 5 vectors of growth. A big part of that play is going to be making multiple streams of revenue from the same network. So they're going to approach businesses in the same way. They just recently relaunched new business plans with unthrottled options on unlimited. So they're looking to compete in that too. Again, revenue and profits. And I know that's the basic, simple physics of how business works. In order for you to survive, you have to make revenue and profits. But they're not undercutting themselves, so to speak, versus what T-Mobile's doing, free lines, 50% off here and there. They're just giving the MVNO a compelling offer, a very friendly one, and the MVNO takes it. Mobile X recently signed a new venture with Verizon as well, although Mobile X says they're not an MVNO. That's a topic of discussion for another video, but they're going to pay Verizon, so that's more revenue and profits for Verizon. So don't be surprised if more MVNOs in the future end up under Verizon. It's a competitive landscape. These MVNOs that are created, they need a network to operate. Verizon's like, we have the biggest and best, and we're friendly. Come on board. So MVNOs like Mint Mobile, I think Red Pocket is already on Verizon. I mean, there's many MVNOs out there. They could potentially start shopping around and doing dealings with Verizon as well. So just keep that in mind. That's what I think 2022 is going to be all about for Verizon: revenue and profits. The network, it'll handle itself. Trust me, they're putting a lot of work in the ground. C-band will go on air in markets where they can't clear C-band just yet. CBRS and Auction 110 will play a factor. Auction 110 does clear way before the B and C from blocks of C-band. So again, these are all strategic plays that Verizon is making, but it will all lead up to something bigger. But in the meantime, the consumer, business, the MVNO, all of that Verizon is looking at as a big revenue and profit stream, and they are approaching it very friendly. And I think it's gonna work for them in the end. Maybe they don't have the explosive growth that everybody is looking for, maybe investors and stockholders, and analysts, but Verizon is going to make strategic plays to gain their revenue and profits. And if that comes from, getting 5 to 10 more MVNOs on board, then so be it. The capacity will be there. They have on average 161 megahertz of C-band across the nation. Yeah, home internet will play a factor, but they're going to load balance that with some millimeter wave and some C-band. So the capacity is going to be there once it's fully built out. Capacity will be there to take on more MVNOs. And I think Verizon will make compelling offers to more MVNOs to get them on board. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think this is a good strategy to go about it the way Verizon is going? Trying to take MVNOs that have dealings with T-Mobile, perhaps even AT&T, and get them to join Verizon. If you have been on the channel or you are new to the channel and you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, make sure you do so. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when I do upload content. Make sure to follow my social media outlets for more updates and interactions. Thanks again for watching. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I will see you in the next one. Peace.